What's going on, guys and gals? I'm a fucking cat. I'm the fucking fuckest fuck cat that ever fucked a fuck cat, okay? Let me tell you something. I'm a cat. You know that. Having sex with Matt Pat. Oh. Fuck. But anyways, I guess this is a weird podcast kind of video thing here. I don't really do these. I just have like a background with just the banner or something like that. It's a random image for these podcasts, but I figured, hey, you know what? I gotta show some shit, so let's do it that way. I have Hot Pockets in the fucking microwave. Get. Mew. Get. No. Fuck. Shit. Piss. Cock. There we go. The smell of a Hot Pocket. Slam that fucking door. Alright, so got my Hot Pockets. I got some lemonade. The good shit. It's Woo! That's good shit. Alright, it's Market Side. It's fucking Market Side lemonade. Shake well. I don't need to shake this fucking thing. It already tastes good without shaking it. But if I shake it, I lose everything. Everything's falling. Fuck the government. Fuck the Chinese government. You know what? No, fuck all governments. You know, we don't need government. We just need a cat. I'm dropping everything. My mind is a giant asshole. Fuck it. So, first thing I want to talk about is, like, I know I've talked about this so many goddamn times. And it never stops. Never. And you think that at some point people would get the fucking idea, hey, video games are this awesome thing. And they're not nearly as bad as people say they are. But everyone is like, oh, video games cause violence. No, they don't. No, they fucking... I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired of saying it. I'm tired of people always getting their fucking shit out of their fucking tits, okay? They're shitting on their tits. They're titting on their shits. And it's fucking me fucking fuck dry. And it's pissing me off, okay? I just wanted to play some fucking... You know, Cyberpunk. Okay, I wanted to play some Cyberpunk 2077. And I don't want to be known as a fucking criminal just because I play it. You know, just because, oh, I play video games. I'm going to see if my TV... Except the game just dropped on my fucking Xbox controller. If I have to... Oh, Murahara is still drunk. Okay, good. Shake the nips. Shake the nips. Everybody wants to shake the nips. But, you know what they say, you know, these people are fucking insane. So, like I said, I want to play Cyberpunk. I don't want to feel like a goddamn criminal just by playing it. When people say, oh, video games should be banned, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, okay? Now, okay, I swear, these people have a fucking excuse for everything. You name it. You name the game, you name the franchise, you name the console, people will start blaming it for everything. Even something as simple as Mario, okay? So let's start with the obvious ones. You know, Grand Theft Auto, the one that everyone blames next to Call of Duty. You know, oh, this school shooting was brought to you by Grand Theft Auto 5! And we should ban this game because it teaches people shit. It's got hookers. It's got... what does he have again? What the fuck cares? You're gonna ban it anyway. You're a fucking idiot. Well, listen here, you dumb shit. I was up in the penises of fucking... I stormed the beaches of Normandy back in the fucking... Yeah. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. You can't remember World War II, and you were fucking there. You're an idiot, okay? You're a fucking moron, okay? You shut the fuck up and let the real adults talk. You're just an old geezer from the fucking goddamn ancient times where no one gives a shit, okay? No one fucking cares about you or your useless opinions. You got that? Good. This is also, not just with gaming, but everything else. Okay, so, I forgot what it was, but there was something that happened a couple of years ago, and I think it was, when the Dayton... I don't think it's like Dayton, Ohio. It was a Dayton shooting, or something like that happened. And I think some people blamed the LGBT community. Oh, it's those gay people! The gay people are what caused the shooting! What? Fucking what? Okay, what? Are you stupid? Are you fucking stupid? Are you fucking okay? Okay? Is your mind? Is your mind? I'm gonna pull a fucking, what was that guy? Was that Biff, I think it was, from Back to the Future? Hello? Is anyone in there? Ah! Ow! Fuck, that actually kind of hurt a little bit. But you get the idea. It's like anything that these old-timers, these old boomers, these fucking goddamn ancient civilization of fucktoys, you know, these people that don't understand the common fucking things of society. They don't get with the times, okay? So when a shooting happens, it's always, oh, it's video games that cause violence. Oh, it's them there gay people. It's the weed. It's the marijuana. The marijuana. What? Did you just call it the marijuana? You people are why society has lost their shit. Alright, so not only is it like the fucking gaming uprising, the gamer uprising, right? Because everyone should fucking stick together and play their copies of Cyberpunk. They should play their copies of Grand Theft Auto 5 in front of all... I will go to a fucking... I will go to the most goddamn Christian fucking church in the goddamn world. And I will play Doom in front of them. I will play the most well, I guess technically Doom would be the most fucking religious game out there. You go to hell, you kill demons, okay? And you kill demons on Earth, saving the world from demons. I never understood that. You know, why do people think Doom is so bad? Like, Doom is this fucking satanic game. Oh, it's got demons in it. Yeah, but you're fucking killing the demons. Have you ever played a video game before? I played Pong back in the 70s. Well, that's not enough, you retard. Doom and Wolfenstein, they're games that are not what you make them out to be. Not every game is going to be Pong. Not every game is going to be E.T. Not every game is going to be fucking goddamn asteroids. Or Space Invaders, or whatever. You know, all you old-timers with your goofy gadgets from back in the fucking 70s, you're not gonna fucking, you know, honestly think that that's all you get, right? You think that? You fucking think? Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, here we go again. Here we go again! So, on top of all this shit, right, they want to fucking blame everything on the video games and the gay people and everything else that they don't agree with because they're fucking psychopaths. But also, it's like, alright, so I'll tell you, not only should this be the gaming uprising, but this should be the uprising of the femboys. You know, also the gender fluid, non-binary Neko princess femboys. And you want to know what that one is? Me. I am the Neko princess of Katniss. Okay, I am a gender fluid, non-bi fuck. I'm a gender fluid, fuck. I am a gender fluid, non-binary Neko princess named Ashley. That is also a femboy. So, fuck off. But I'm also a goddamn motherfucking gender fluid, non-binary neck fuck. Yes. What's a neck fuck, you might ask? I don't know. Maybe there's a hole in your neck, and some guy with a goddamn massive dong, or maybe a girl with a strap on or something, just goes in. Ugh! Fuck your neck. Ugh! I want that neck fluff. Neck fluff? You mean Neko fluff? Also, can you stop doing that? I'm a cat. This is cat abuse. Cat abuse! Yeah. Cat abuse. But that is beside the point here. The point is, everybody in their fucking mind is like, oh, video games are bad, but they've never played a game in their life. And if they have, it's all these old games from the 70s that nobody would even think about. I'm sure some people back in the 70s thought fucking Pong was fucking abusive. I mean, no, Pong is a violent game. Pong. Alright, Pong. You got two lines, right? Two lines. On the left and the right. And that square ball thing, that square is being bullied by those two lines. The Pong promotes bullying, and the fucking numbers that you see, that's how many times the ball square thing has had enough of it. So, if a fucking ball square goes into a hole, that means it's dead. And it gets reincarnated as another ball square. And you want to know what happens to that ball square? Because these two fucking lines on the left and the right are not only bullies, but they're also racist. These fucking lines are racist to square balls. And you want to know what happens to square balls that get found out by racist lines? They're forced to go back and forth all over the place. So by definition, Pong is also the most violent and most racist game ever. And you thought Grand Theft Auto was bad. You thought Doom was bad. You thought sticking your dick in a mushroom club was bad. Well, that last one might actually be bad. I don't know. I have not tried it yet. I want to, because I want to see how my penis mutates into a fucking... Oh, this fucking podcast video is already going off the rails. Let's continue, shall we? But I still don't get the idea as to why everyone thinks that. It's fucking 2023. Alright? It's obvious that not every game is going to be Pong. There are some games like Cyberpunk. There are some games like Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto and Resident Evil and Doom and other games that are mature. But every time something bad happens, like, oh, it's the video game's fault. It's never about bullying in schools. It's never about bad parenting. It's never about the fact that society itself is going downhill. It's not the fact that, of all these other issues that are to blame, all the bullying in schools, all the mental health issues and shit like that. It's not that. No. It's the video games. This person played some Halo, and now they think they're Master Chief, and everybody in that whole school's a fucking alien. And then it's be shot, and then sliced with the thingy. Yeah, he had a thingy. Okay, hold on, let me see. You mean... Well, Knock your shit over again. You mean one of these things? The energy blade? The fucking... You're telling me someone had an actual energy blade that can cut through human flesh, and he... Get out of here with that newfangled technology. I'm a cat. I don't deal with that newfangled shit. I deal with the old-fangled. What the fuck's an old-fangled? I don't know. I don't care. But, you know, it's like, you know, Mario is also bad, apparently. You know, and every single thing that people want to blame is on video games. So they're always like, oh, well, Call of Duty causes school shootings. Grand Theft Auto, it causes carjackings and school shootings. It caused me to divorce my wife. That's on you, dumbass. Like, you're the reason why that shit happened. Well, not the first two. At least I fucking hope not. But, the whole divorce thing, that's on you. You and your wife. That's not the game's fault. Fuck off. Oh, well, my kid killed a turtle. He was fucking playing as a Mario. A Mario? So you're not talking about the Mario, right? Like the Mario from the Mario, Super Mario Brothers? But just any Mario. Like Mario Andretti. Fucking Mario... Mario, I don't know. I don't know any fucking Marios. All I know is Mario, the Italian plumber guy from Mario. Okay? And you're talking about snapping turtles and shit. Smacking them and fuck. I'll tell you something. Let me fucking tell you a little something. Get some fucking help! No, seriously, get some goddamn fucking professional help. If you think that people stomping on turtles in reality, which I don't think anybody does, I mean, there might be that one or two people, there's always that one or two people out there that will do that. Just for fun, I guess. Also because they're weird and sick. And they're fucking insane themselves. But, you know, nobody in their right mind would do that in the first place. Let alone do it because of Mario. Yep. Oh, well, some guy just ripped out my fucking heart and then kicked me in the nuts and then he ripped out my spine and I played Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat? What the fuck? You shouldn't even be alive at this point. I mean, your heart ripped out of your goddamn chest. That could be from anything, okay? That could be that fucking Kali Ma scene from, Indiana Jones and the... Was it Temple of Doom? I think it was Temple of Doom. It was the second one. You know, and fucking, you know, it could be Mortal Kombat, yeah, right? But it could also be that, the whole Kali Ma thing from Temple of Doom. But it could also be anything else. Some guy just didn't like your heart. They wanted to rip it out and boom, smash it. Alright, so by that point, when he's kicking you in the nuts, which Johnny Cage punches you in the nuts, not kicks you in the nuts, you fucking idiot, get your shit right. And then rips out your fucking spine or some shit, just... You shouldn't be alive! How are you here telling me about this bullshit? Are you a ghost? Can I fucking touch you with my middle finger by jamming in your fucking ear hole to see if there's a brain left? Because there is no brain. I don't think there's a brain. You're an idiot. I hate people. You know, they fucking blame video games for everything. It's about high time that they stop. And that, like, they get a fucking life. That kind of brings me to another point. They always blame video games, right? They hardly ever blame movies or TV shows or the music that kids these days listen to or books or anything else. It's all about the video games, you know? You know, every decade has had something that people didn't like. Whether it be comic books in like the 50s or 60s, fucking music like Elvis or the Beatles or whatever back then. You had fucking metal music of the 80s. You had the fucking other things of the 80s. You had other things of the 70s. You had fucking Pokemans of the 90s. You had video games of the 90s. You had this, you have that. And everything that seems to go into place, again, instead of people taking full responsibility or addressing the issues at hand, you know, with like actual reasonings behind it and how we can actually stop this from happening in the future, or at least lower the rate at which it happens. You know, they're always like, oh no, it's the video game's fault. Like, fuck off. Fuck off. Just fuck you and fuck off, okay? I really hate people. You know, I made a video about the whole Mr. Beast thing, and it still pisses me off to this day, because it's like, you know, Mr. Beast is doing good for, you know, the community, for society, and people want to bitch at him. He's like, bro, I'm just helping out people. I'm helping out 1,000 people, okay? And I need this money so I can go and help other people as well, more people in the future. I don't really need all this money, and it's not for me. It's to expand my channel to make all these bigger things and help these people out more and more and more and give to the community, not take. You know, he's a good man. But that also brings me to a point. You know, I really hate how people are always like, oh yeah, well, if you make a video, any video at all, of you helping people, you're a bad person. Because you're not really doing it for the right reasons. And I'm over here just like, first off, just because like a few people have done it doesn't mean that every single person that does it automatically proves anything. I mean, we all know that Keanu Reeves does good for society. We all know that Jacksepticeye does good for society. And you don't really hear about them bitching. I mean, you don't really hear about, you know, Jacksepticeye getting shat on because he fucking does charity streams in November or December, around that time. Thankmas, as he calls it. So, yeah, you don't hear that. You don't hear other people that have done good for the society and have used their fandoms and their fan bases for good, instead of people like Keemstar or not Pyrocynical, maybe him, or what was that one kid, Leafy? Leafy is here, where you have all these people who use their fan bases for evil. You know, fucking all these people like Drama Alert, which is Keemstar. Basically, they all go after people. Oh, you said or did something that's out of context. We are going to send our people after you and bully you fucking relentlessly. We're not gonna stop. We're not gonna fucking stop. And I still believe that Keemstar was the reason why Etika killed himself. Because, Keemstar is just a fucking idiot. I don't know why people still like him. I don't know why people still support him. And then you got people like fucking Logan Paul over here pulling scams and shit. But okay, I'm gonna be real with you here for a little bit. I actually thought that Logan Paul was actually pretty good. Like after the whole Suicide Forest thing, where he showed the dead body and things like that. It's like for a while, he actually looked like he was trying to better himself. Not just as a person, but as a content creator and, in general, a cool person. Now, his brother, Jake, on the other hand, is a complete piece of shit that should die. I literally think he needs to go fucking kill himself, because literally, think about it. All that Jake ever does is bad. Probably worse than Logan, alright? And I don't really think that the whole crypto NFT thing that he was trying to do was all that bad. At least I don't think, because I don't really know a whole lot about it. Yeah, it was pretty bad. But I don't really think it's, like, as bad as opposed to, like, what other people are doing with their fan bases and in general. And you have people that will literally abuse their power. Any amount of power. They will fucking abuse that shit. They'll get their fans to do stupid shit. They'll get their fucking, corporations to do other shit. And what does this mean for the rest of us? What does this mean for people like you and I? Like if you do content on this channel and you actually want to try to make some living or anything. If you want to get paid, I'm close to getting paid, by the way. I got like a couple hundred more hours left. Or a couple more 100 hours of watch time left until I can get monetized. And when I do that, oh, you best believe I'm making money. Even if it's like a penny per video. At least I can say, hey, I'm making a little bit of something off my content. But the thing I will say about it, though, is like, why is it that, again, every time someone tries to do good for society, it's all of a sudden, oh, it's a bad thing, to make a video on it. And I'm like, really? And there's multiple reasons why you're wrong, alright? But they did bring up a pretty decent point. Some of them did. Some of them was like, okay, so why is some YouTuber doing this when the government, when, these companies can do it themselves? Why does it have to be one guy, Mr. Beast, helping these 1,000 people, be able to see? I'll tell you why. Because in America, everything is expensive. Like, more expensive than it should be. We're talking, anything that involves healthcare. Our healthcare system is fucked. Our, justice system is fucked. Our prison system is fucked. Everything you see here in America is fucked. The housing issues are going up. Prices are going up. Everything's going up. But, we're still not hiring people. Alright, and I'll get into that a little bit later in this podcast video thingy. So that's another thing. It's like, the reason why is because these companies like Big Pharma literally have monopolies over everything, pretty much. And they jack the prices up. Because they know, oh, like in the case of like insulin or things like that some people need to survive. If they don't have it, they don't take it, they'll die. And these companies know it. They're like, oh, well, you can either spend like fucking $1,000+ or more on this one thing or you die. We don't care if you die, but, you know, if you want to continue living, that's $1,000 you have to give us, or more, depending on what it is. And honestly, that's fucked up. Like, nobody should have to pay a couple thousand or more just for something that helps them survive, okay? And why do you think that these, 1,000 people didn't get help before? Because they couldn't afford it. And even if they could, they wouldn't want to waste their money on something like that when they have families, they got friends, they have people, they have things to do. You know, they take care of their own. Now, and besides, surgery is expensive no matter what it is. I mean, transitioning, and I've heard in the LGBT community it's fucking expensive. I've heard any sort of surgery. And here is also another reason why, like, if something happens to me, like if I get shot, if I go outside and I get shot or stabbed or whatever, I don't really want help because I don't want people to be burdened with all that money that they have to spend in bills. Like, oh yeah, here's a hospital bill. It's fucking worth more than your goddamn life, apparently. Yeah, we helped you, but if you don't pay up, we may not help you again. That's pretty much what a lot of things are now. It's like, oh my god, like, seriously, you're telling me that because I didn't pay you that 1,000 or 2,000 or more, you can't help me if I were to die. I fucking idiots, I tell you what. Thinking they need all this money, but I don't know. But, another thing is everything's going up in price, right? From what I've seen, housing's gone up, cars are going up, video games are going up, food is going up, everything is going up. I was at Walmart the other day, and I saw a tiny pack of that G Fuel that you can put in your water. Almost $10. Almost $10 fucking dollars for that tiny thing. And the thing about G Fuel is, you'll probably have to put like multiple packs in just this thing, right? Multiple packs just to get some flavor. And I don't even know if it's carbonated. I know, like, if you actually buy the cans of that shit, like the actual soda-like cans, yeah, they're carbonated. But I don't know about the actual powder itself. But, you know what? Fuck it, there's a little bit left in her, so I'm gonna... You know what? Fuck it! But you wanna know what's not going up? All these things that are going up in price for no reason at all, really. And you want to know what's not going up? Jobs. And even if you do have a job, the prices aren't going up. Like, your wages aren't getting any better. And some people, they can't live off one job. They have to have 2 jobs. And some people can't even live off 2 jobs. Because of everything. Now let me tell you something. If you somehow, some way are lucky enough to have a job, or to find one, in this economy, holy shit! I've been trying to find a job for almost a year, if not a little over a year. I started looking back in January of last year, so yeah, a little bit over a year. And I can't find anything. I tried. I tried McDonald's, I tried Wendy's, I tried Subway, I tried gas stations, I tried Taco Bell, I tried basically you fucking name it. I tried, like, and I can't do Walmart because, they don't have paper And here's the thing. Some places don't even have paper applications anymore. Everything has to be done online now, apparently. Like, really? Fuck off with that nonsense. I don't want to be on my phone 24/7 and just be like, okay, do I have it? Did I get a notification? No? Well, I gotta wait another 5 minutes. Check the phone again. 5 minutes. Okay, phone. Oh, now my phone's vibrating. It means, another, wait, what? I don't care who's streaming on Twitch. Shut up. But, it's like, I don't want to be that kind of person. And that's also another thing. People are like, oh, well, just contact these people multiple times. If they don't hire you or they don't, respond or don't acknowledge you, keep doing it. Keep putting application after application. I don't want to be that guy that puts in, like, fucking 5 or 10 applications per week or anything like that, because that's too much. Or even per month, that's too much. There's a fine line between someone who's, like, I don't know, like, not desperate, but it's like, okay, so I'll wait, maybe a week or two, and then I'll see if anything's done. And then a constant, you're so fucking desperate, you're contacting them every goddamn day. Okay, how about my application? Okay, is my application there? What do you think? Am I in? Am I gonna get an interview? This, that. I'm not that kind of person. Like, I'm a one and done kind of guy. I assume, right off the bat, that if you don't call me back, or you don't send me an email, or a regular physical mail, or anything, if you don't tell me, hey, we need you for an interview, or anything like that on the first go, then you're not interested. It's not me. I'm interested. Because if I wasn't interested, I wouldn't have put in an application. I wouldn't be going place to place, searching, and putting in countless hours worth of applications just to be told no. Okay? Or to get no response at all. And here's what really fucking, like, two things that really piss me off about this whole thing. The first is the people that say, oh, we can't find people to work, everybody's lazy. You have someone right fucking here that wants to work, that actively is searching, okay? Has been searching for about a year, or a little bit over that. Don't give me that bullshit about, oh, we can't find people to work, because I want to work. I am willing to put up with the goddamn most bullshit you've ever seen in your life. I am willing to put up with almost dying just so I can get a fucking job. And you're telling me that nobody wants to work because everybody's a fat fuck that's lazy. Well, I want to work. I've been wanting to work for a long ass time, and that is something I don't understand. You're the ones that are being fucking lazy, okay? Not me. And I know a bunch of other people that are looking for jobs as well that have been searching for even longer than I have. Or even around the same time, and they still found nothing. And it's gotten to the point where, like, I've given up. If places like McDonald's doesn't want me, if Wendy's, if all these fast food places and other places that are supposed to hire anybody, like, first time job or anything for experience or whatever, basically just hire anybody, and they don't fucking hire me, someone that could do a job way better than everybody else can, we got a fucking problem here, alright? And here's another thing. They don't hire me, but the next person that comes in through the fucking door wanting an application, they're hired on the goddamn spot. Yeah. You're not gonna fucking hire me, but you'll hire someone that you know. Alright? Or maybe you don't know them. But I do. I know this person is about as competent as a box of rocks. They are stupid, they are dumb, they don't know how to do anything, they're only doing this because they don't fucking, I don't know, like they're doing it for the wrong reasons, and on top of that, they don't care. They do, literally, if you knew these people, you wouldn't be hiring them, but you'd be hiring me, because I'm the only goddamn competent person there is, I think, because, nobody is, it seems like. It's either people that want to lie and say that nobody wants to work when you've got people that want to work, and the people that want to work and are putting in application after application after application don't get in, but the next person that comes in does. There's something wrong here, alright? I think it should be first come, first serve. If someone puts in an application first, and even without an interview, you should be more likely to go with that person because they are first come, first serve. Alright? They put in the application first. They want the job. They want any position. I don't care what it is. I don't care if I'm fucking sweeping the floors at McDonald's or whatever. I don't care. I just want something. But another thing that pisses me off is you see all these signs saying, oh, we're hiring. But you go in and you fill out the application and they tell you, oh, we're not hiring. Then why does your fucking sign say that you are hiring? Are you fucking mental? Are you stupid? No, seriously. What is this? Is this a game to you? Do you really think that all these people put in an application for no reason, just for shits and giggles? No. We put in applications because we want to work. We don't do it just for fun. We do it because we want something. We want a job. We want experience. We want people to, we want to better ourselves as people. We want to go onto our Facebooks and our Twitters and say, hey, I have a job now. And besides, I got a lot of friends that would pop in to go to McDonald's or something because I'm there. Because I would work there or something like that. And they'd be getting food as well. So I would be good for business. Alright? So really, it's a no-brainer here. And, you don't know the half of it. And let me tell you something. The area that I live in has nothing. Has piss all. Okay? Okay, what's here? A Wendy's. A fucking Taco Bell, a McDonald's, basically a bunch of fast food places like Subway, right? Nope. Pizza Hut. Nope. Let's see. Gas stations all over the place. Nope. Okay, I tried going into Dollar General at one point and trying to get a job there. As I was asking about, employing, basically just wanting a job, they basically told me that I was no longer welcome in the store because they thought I was stealing something. No, I just walked in, I went up to the counter and hey, do you have an opening? Is there any opening at all? Any sort of opening. And they told me that, oh, well, you shouldn't be here. Get the fuck out or call the cops. And I'm like, well, fuck you too then, retard. I guess I'm not working here then. I don't want to work for a bunch of scummy cunts who are fucking just stupid, okay, who basically discriminate, alright? Because when I was there at one point actually doing some shopping, because I had some money on my card, I was going to buy me something. This was back when I was still working. So I went to buy something. I overheard some of the people that were working there, basically, and they thought I wasn't even there. Right, they thought I was 2 or 3 hours away, but I could hear everything they were saying. And they called me a fucking faggot. They said, you know what? Why is he even still here? Why is that fucking faggot still even here? Seriously, if we could, we would fucking kick him out just because of that. And I'm like, wow. I probably should have just, stopped what I was doing and just yeah, well, fuck you then. And just left, because I don't really take that shit. So people that are basically anti-LGBT, running a store, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I guess I was so desperate that I was willing to work for those kind of people, because I needed a job. But that's another thing. I've gotten to the point where I don't care who I work for. I don't care if they're racist. I don't care if they're misogynistic or anything like that, because I want a job. Like, that's how low I have gotten. And I shouldn't be this way, but I need the money. I need experience. I need something. But I'm not getting anything. And you know, I've tried everything. And there is nothing. And you might say, oh, well, I'm sure there's something farther out, like 45 minutes or an hour away. Okay, let me tell you something. If I were to do something like that and go like 45 minutes to an hour away, all that money that I would be making if I were to find a job would be going toward gas. And gas is still a pretty expensive thing. So, all that money I would be making would be toward gas, and I wouldn't be able to spend any for myself. So, in other words, all that money would be going for nothing. Because, like, 45 minutes to an hour, that is not good from where I live. So, I'm basically fucked. Because, like, I don't want to be that person that is like, oh yeah, I'm going to go and fucking contact them every day to see if something happens. Or, oh, they haven't gotten an application in. Or they haven't looked at it or anything like that. So I'm going to go and I'm going to fucking check out again and see if I can get another one. And I'll put that one in. And if that doesn't work, I'll do it a third time, a fourth time. No. Like, if I saw people doing that, I'd be like, you're way too fucking desperate. Get the fuck out of here. Like, no, you're not getting the job. Because, I mean, again, there's a fine difference and a fine line between... And also, here's another thing. They're all different. Like, say, for example, McDonald's versus Taco Bell. I could probably put in, like, 5 or 10 applications, and then, like, that, you know, McDonald's would be like, no, you're too fucking desperate. But Taco Bell might think I'm not desperate enough. Even I'm putting in, like, 5 or 10 applications. So, and like, every place is different, it seems like. So, I don't know where that sweet spot is for anything. And the last job that I had, oh boy, when I made 2 videos about that, WIS International, basically, you know it was bad. Oh boy! But yeah, I got basically berated because I'm gender fluid, non-binary. I was treated like shit. I actually got fired because of that. They don't want to say that, but I know that's why. Yeah, they were against the LGBT community. And the ones that stayed there were treated like absolute garbage because they want them to leave. They want them to suffer because whatever. But I mean, with the people that we had, like the manager, basically our boss is gone now. So I think maybe I should try WIS again. I should try going back. But I don't. I'm tied. Because I want to have a job. And WIS was the only place that was able to give me something. I didn't mind the traveling. I didn't mind the actual work itself. It was the higher ups that were the issue. It was some of the people on the crew that were the problem. Right? That would always basically be fucking just against me or each other. And it was a hostile environment. More toxic than anything you've ever seen. You couldn't even fathom how toxic it was. Like, holy shit. It's bad. Drama everywhere. Nobody really seemed to like each other. And the ones that did, there were very few. But they didn't like anybody else. They only liked 1 or 2 people. And if the same 1 or 2 people liked someone that liked someone else, then, you know, those people that also like the 1 or 2 other people, the same people, probably get into an argument with the people that don't like the other people, and I don't know, it's a fucking fiasco, and you had to be there. You really did. Because of how bad it was. But I think a lot of that was the management, the higher-ups, and things like that. So I think maybe if I go back, it won't be quite as bad. It'll be a much more tolerable experience. I could still have a job. I could say, hey, I'm working. I have something, okay, and I'm willing to put up with a lot more. But at the same time, the last time I worked, the final day of the job, okay, so a night before I worked, or the final day of my job that I worked, I had bought a knife, a really sharp one, and I had a plan. I was gonna go and kill myself on the final day of my job in the alcohol section. Just scan some items, and then take the knife out and just plunge it into my chest, near my heart or whatever. Make it to where it will kill me. Because I was under so much stress, so much depression, so much bullshit because of that job. That job is what almost did me in. So, really, I'm tied, I'm torn. Because I want to work, but I also feel like no job is actually worth anybody's life. It's not worth killing yourself over. But the pay was good. 17.50, I think, I don't know. It's either 17 an hour or 17.50 an hour. I forgot which one it was when I was there. So the pay was good. Really good. Especially because everywhere else is like, oh, $10 an hour, $11 an hour. We got more than that per hour just for scanning items. We had a fucking machine, and we would just go, and all you'd hear throughout the entire day, as both a customer or as the people of Walmart that were working at Walmart, all you could hear throughout the entire fucking day, beep, beep, beep. Sometimes the machine would have a goddamn stroke and fucking beep like a fucking machine gun. Beep, 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 and you're like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell's wrong with you, you goddamn piece of outdated technology? You're running off Windows XP, that's the problem! No, seriously. I forgot which one it was. It was either Wiss or Regis, because some people of Regis are still alive and well, like some branches of that are still a thing. And they still go by Regis, even though they got bought out by Wiss. I've seen how their machines work. I've seen how ours used to work. I say ours like I'm still there. I'm not. But you get the idea. Like, during the boot up sequence, when you're waiting for your machine to do its thing, to boot up, and these things will malfunction all the goddamn time. I'm gonna tell you what. Like, these things, while you're waiting for it to boot up, it will turn itself off, even with full battery power. And then you have to go to the back toward where some of the higher ups are and be like, hey, do you have a pen or something that you can use to take the battery out, put it back in? Because that's sometimes what you need to do. You had to take the battery out, put it back in, and even that sometimes didn't fix the issue. So you had to go, grab another machine, wait for that to boot up, put in your ID number, and then just, it's a big fiasco. Just one machine causes so many problems. Holy shit, and it's because they're using outdated technology. But, I digress. The whole thing is outdated technology, because while you're waiting for the thing to boot up, sometimes you'll get a glimpse of that sweet operating system that is Windows XP. Yeah, Windows fucking XP. An over 20-year-old operating system running on a fucking machine. Like, what the hell? I think it was like Windows XP or like one of those, like Windows 98 maybe, I don't know. It was something to that effect. I think it was Windows XP though. But I'm like, damn, you're running Windows XP on this fucking thing. No wonder it's got so many fucking issues. These machines haven't been updated in like 20 years. Really, you're using outdated technology in a place that's full of drama, in a place where nobody cares if you live or die, in a fucking place that's full of insanity all over the place, and you wonder why there's so many people that leave. Literally, we had so much people leave. Like, their first week, they never came back. No, throughout I was there for almost a full year. April is when that would be my full year. But you get the idea. Basically, what ended up happening is, throughout the whole year, almost a full year, I have seen so many people come, and I've seen so many people go, throughout, like, the very first week, because they did not want to deal with the bullshit either. And let me tell you something, if a company has so much people come and go, high turnover rate, what does that tell you about the company in question? What does that tell you about the management? What does that tell you about a lot of things going on inside that company? Yeah, it tells you don't really want to be there. And the ones that are there and stay there have been there for like 20, 30 years. They've been there their whole goddamn lives. They've probably been there since they were fucking fetuses. I'm gonna tell you what. Because there are some people there, I swear, they're fucking ancient as shit. And they were there, like, since the beginning. And I'm like, damn. Only because you have no fucking life. You have nothing else to do. You got nothing to live for, nothing to die for. So you stand here all fucking day, scanning shit. And yeah, you're cool people, but why would you want to work the same job 20, 30 years? I mean, with it even like 10 years or so, it would be time to move on. You have enough experience that you could go somewhere else and work there. Maybe it's because they didn't want to find another job. Maybe it's because they like it there for some reason. Maybe it's because they just don't really give a shit and they just want to stay in one spot for too long. Well, you know what they say in Doom Eternal. You stand still for too long and you're dead. Yeah. That was pretty much how it was at WIS as well. It was pretty much like, if you stood still for too long, whether it be waiting for your machine to boot up, or waiting for the bathroom, because some people would, hog the fucking toilets. Yeah. So you had to wait forever. Just take a piss or a shit. So while you're waiting for that to happen, and you really gotta shit, you really gotta piss, it's just like, oh, well, you gotta wait this long for something to happen. May as well make use of it and go and scan more items. And then go back. No. When you're doing all that bending, sometimes you fart. And when you fart, you might not fart. You might shit. And when you shit, you're gonna shit your pants. And when you shit your pants, everyone will fucking know it. And when everybody knows it, it's time to skedaddle the fuck out of there. With shit coming out of your pants. Because they had the balls to close one bathroom. Yeah, sometimes it would happen. Sometimes they would close one bathroom. One whole bathroom. Both the men's side and the women's side, okay? And then the other side was half a mile away because of how big some of the stores were. And then, even sometimes there were people because, oh, yeah, this part of the bathroom is closed, go to the other fucking side. So there was always a line. There was always people waiting to shit. And some people, they didn't even shit. So why were you in there? What? Doing drugs, I bet. So I tell you something, even the people that we had there, they were all doing drugs, all sorts of kinds. Because where we live, there's a whole bunch of drug users, and I'm totally okay with that. Like, I'm not joking either. Like, I'm totally okay if you do drugs, because, hey, it's not my life. I don't give a shit. I personally think drugs should be legalized. I think we should legalize not just marijuana, but crack and fucking meth and things like that. Because, hey, it's your life that you're fucking up, not mine. I don't care. As long as you're not fucking me up, I don't give a shit. But the thing about it is, sometimes they just couldn't wait, right? They had to have their hit. Whether it be weed, or whether it be meth, or whatever, they had to get their fucking injections. And I'm like, really? On the job? Really? Nah, you're fucking stupid. And that's how some people actually were. You knew they were on something. Because they were always like, looking over their shoulder constantly. They were always, looking nervous and shit, and you could tell they looked like they were on drugs. Not just by the way they acted, but how they looked as well. But, you know, you know what they say. That's just how the meatball bounces sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. Like, I didn't really care too much about working there. It was the management that was the problem. For the most part. Um, and I've been told, yeah, it could get worse. But I'm like, I've seen some shit. I've dealt with some shit. I've dealt with some fucking bullshit. It's pretty hard to out shit that shit. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I get it. There's always a possibility it can get worse, and it probably will get worse. Knowing that company. But, what if that's not the case? Cause I've been with a few crews in different states. Like Indiana. Their crews are pretty cool. Except for one guy that basically was a stalker and a real creep. Fucking goddamn. Basically, he was taking pictures of my friend, and you knew he was, right? And he says he wasn't, but you know damn well he's lying. Yeah. And would always go to her side of the fucking aisle and is like, hey. And I think sometimes even like touched her. I'm like, shit. Not on the job. And besides, even if you were to do it on the job and it was allowed, that shit's just creepy as fuck. Don't do it. No. No. Just ew. Okay? Gross. But aside from that, we had a bunch of other sexual harassment shit as well. Not just with that guy, but a few other people on our team. And oh god, it was a pain in the ass. It was all... And even the higher up was like, yeah, we can't do anything about it. Yeah, okay, yeah. You could, right? You can do something about it, but you fucking choose not to because you're a lazy ass piece of shit. Because, you'd rather sit in your van all day and twiddle your fucking vagina. And fucking do drugs while you're twiddling your vagina. And sometimes she wouldn't even show up at all. Yeah, so much for our boss, our fucking manager of all people, to not show up to the fucking job that we're supposed to do, right? And so, like, just sit in her van all fucking day, or even, like, not even show up at all. Not to the hotels, not to whatever. And I'm like, shit. Wow. A bunch of unprofessional shit's going on here. Whew. Makes you question your life. But, you know, another thing I have to complain about, really, about the job, though, is, like... And I get that sometimes it's not really the higher-ups' fault, and it's the hotel's fault, but sometimes we would stay at hotels that wouldn't even be fit for people in prison. Like, I shit you not. We're talking bed bugs. We're talking fucking dead rats and mice in the fucking bathroom. Alright? People that only, like, clean up once every 2 years. Fucking housekeeping once every 2 years, if they even have that. Because some hotels, they don't even have housekeeping. They're just like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. If they see a dead body in there, there's a dead body in there. That's their new roommate. Like, fuck off with that shit. You know, like, really, some of the hotels we've been to were absolutely disgusting and horrible, and I don't know why anybody hasn't... I also kind of blame the higher-ups as well, because they didn't even check. You know, I think if I was doing something and I had a whole bunch of people showing, or plan to show up at the hotel, I would at least want to check some of the rooms. and be like, okay, so these rooms are pretty good, and you know they're fit enough for us to live in. They're fit enough for you know our people to live in for a little bit. Um, but on the flip side, we've had some really beautiful and just awesome hotels that you wouldn't even think here in Ohio even exist. Because we were a part of the Ohio travel team. But I guess not anymore. I guess they're all Michigan, I think it was, they said. And I guess from what I heard, that there is no more Ohio team. So no one's doing these Ohio Walmarts. No one's doing all the Hobby Lobbies. No one's doing all the other stores in Ohio that need to be inventoried. That's some weird shit. I mean, it's good, I guess, because you're getting a little bit more money because Michigan is kind of far away, and you're getting travel time while sitting in a van. But like, really, like, why not just do things in your own like state? We're the Ohio travel team. Most of our jobs were in Ohio. Sometimes we branch out and do Indiana. Sometimes we do other states like Pennsylvania. But for the most part, it was Ohio. Alright? And honestly, I don't mind that. I just fucking slept on the van anyway when I wasn't playing on my DS. Because, yeah, like on the van, I was playing on my 3DS and even my regular DS whenever the 3DS ran out of power. I just get out my regular DS and play that until we get to the hotel or until we get home when it's to and from. And when that's done, now that I have a Switch, I could probably bring the Switch with me and be like, yeah, I'm playing this on the go. But you get the idea, you know, I had things to do. I could sleep on the van if I wanted to. I actually mostly called dibs on the back seats, alright? Anywhere that I could just spread my legs and just relax. And just, you know, whatever. If we knew that there weren't going to be a lot of people showing up, I basically had the whole back, like the back to myself. And I could just lay down and relax and shit until we actually got to the hotel or until we get to a gas station, and then if we had to take a piss or a shit, we could do that or whatever. But like, yeah, like sometimes even that was kind of a bitch and a half. Because sometimes, let me tell you something. There were so many people, and with all that luggage as well, it's not just the people. You also had all their luggage, all their shit that they were bringing with them to the hotels. And, you know, um, you know, like a few people is fine, but when you have like 5 or 6, maybe 7 people in a van with all their shit, sometimes there was no room at all. You had to sit, like not even on. You had two choices. You either sit on the side, like not in an actual seat, but on the side of the van, or you had to sit on someone's lap. If you wanted somewhere to sit, you either sat on someone's lap, which I've seen people do, or you sit on the floor of the van, which I've also seen people. I've actually done that once or twice, and it's actually quite comfortable. Except for the fact there's always this one guy that's kicking you in the back of the head on purpose. So you have to act all cat-like and just start batting at him. And if that doesn't stop, you bite their leg. Like, ah! Fuck you! Stop kicking me. I will bite your face next, you whore. But you get the idea. It's like sometimes, like, even some of the conversations we have while at work, like actually on the job, were fucking hilarious. I can't really think of any right now on hand. But even some of the conversations we'd have on the van are pretty cool, I guess. Sometimes. So, I don't know. I guess the good kind of outweighs the bad a little bit. So I think if I were to go and do another job, I guess WIS would be the next option because I've had experience there, so I don't need to be trained. And that's another thing. It's like I think a lot of people they don't hire because they say, "Oh yeah, well we're not taking people right now, or if we are, it's not you." Because they don't want to bother training these people. They don't want to bother being like, "Oh, here's how you do this. Here's how you do that. Here's a tip. Here's a trick. Do all this shit." To save time and money and whatever, do this and do that and speed up the process a little bit. There's all these tricks and tips that they teach you throughout any job. Even the higher ups, they don't even really teach you a whole lot because, well, they're just lazy. I'm gonna tell you something. Like, I feel like there's a lot I knew about the job already, even before going in, and it seems simple enough, anybody could do it. But that's the thing. Anybody can do it. It was actually a pretty decent entry level job, but it's just that the reasons why you shouldn't really work for the company are mostly because of all the drama that goes on there. It's again, you'll have workplace drama everywhere, anywhere you go. But Whis was the goddamn fucking champion of that shit. Like, you can't go one day without someone saying something about someone else. Oh, did you hear that this person's gay? Did you hear that this person fucked your dog? I don't have a dog. Well, they bought a dog that looks like something you would own, and they fucked it. Okay, that doesn't really bother me that much, because I've seen worse on the internet. Well, yeah, it's wrong, but I've seen worse, so... And why are you telling me about it? I'm just trying to get my job done. I'm trying to work. You're telling me about people fucking dogs over here. Well, I saw someone fuck your cat once. Oh, Jesus Christ, here we go again. Yeah, you'd have to go to Dayton for that. Like, really, what the... And there's all these things about, oh, well, so-and-so said this about this other person, and I'm like, I don't care. I really don't. I don't care about the drama. I don't care. I'm just trying to get my shit done. Alright, I'm there for the money and nothing else. And that's the thing. A lot of jobs, they ask you, oh, well, why are you, wanting to work in general, let alone for this company? For the money. I'm doing it for the money. And you don't get hired because you're too honest with them. So you have to lie to them. Oh, I'm here because... And that's another thing that's bullshit. If you're looking for a job, you want to be honest, but not too honest. Like the whole, oh, I'm only doing this for the money sort of thing. Like, that's apparently not a valid reason. Even though that's entirely the fucking truth. That's why anybody works. That's why most people work anyway. Some people, they work because they actually like the idea of working, or they like the idea of having experience. But most of the people, they only work for the money. I only work for the money. Let's be real here. I don't care if it's $10 an hour or fucking 20 or 100. I really don't care. I'm only doing it for the money. I'm not doing it to make friends. I'm not doing it for because I want to better myself as a person or the company. I'm doing it solely for the money, so I can start buying shit, buying the things that I never had or never had the money for, and then yeah. So there's that. And but they want you to be like, oh, well, I'm applying here because I want to work for your company. I want to better myself as a person. I want the experience. I want to make friends and help out you and your company grow, and I want to grow as a person and blah 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 blah, all that nonsensical bullshit that most people can tell you're lying when you say that, but that's what they want to hear. I'm like, well, if you don't want the brutal honesty, then I don't know, make your companies more where people would actually want to work. But I feel like nowadays it's because we have to work. And that's another thing I hate. I hate how all of you, and this is true, all of your life, from basically from day one, the very day you were born, the very second you're born, you're already working. All right, you're working at surviving, and then a couple of years down the line, you go to preschool, and then you go to kindergarten, and from kindergarten all the way to fucking senior year of high school, you work. You work your ass off to get grades, all right, and you learn. And learning is hard work in some cases. So, especially when you're that age, when you're fucking young as shit. And then if you go to college after high school, you work a few more years, right? You work to get that diploma. Or if you choose the job route right off the bat, some people actually work while they're in high school, so they're doing more work than they already need to. But by that point, if you're working, you pretty much have to work for the rest of your entire life, or until you retire. But you have to work for that retirement money. So no matter how you put it, you work most of your life, if not all of your life. And then after you work and you somehow, some way have enough money for retirement, you retire. And then most of that time you're going to be spent thinking about, oh, well, why did I do this? Why did I do that? Why did I work this long? Why did I not focus on enjoying life more? Why did I work for so many years and feel like shit most of the time? And then you die, right? And that's society for you. Society wants that. They need that, apparently. They need it to where it's like, oh yeah, well, I have to work. Since the day I'm born, I have to work at surviving. I have to work at fucking preschool all the way to fucking, I guess, high school. Maybe even college if I do that. And then I have to work actual jobs, actual money and things like that. And then somewhere down the line, you have to get yourself a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a husband or a wife or something. And then after that, you have to have sex and have kids. Or at least adopt a child so you can continue the legacy, the names of people and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no. Fuck off with that nonsense. I kind of want this to be the last generation of my kind of people. All the fucking clerks, at least. And the wards might still going on. I don't fucking know. But you get the idea. Like, I personally, like, I don't want to work until I'm like 70 or 80. And then retire and then die. If I can even retire. Because that's the thing. Some people, the reason why they work so many years and they're in their fucking 70s or 80s is because they can't retire. They don't have the money to be successfully happy for the rest of their goddamn life. And so they work until they die. And then even if they do have the means to be comfortable for the last maybe 5-10 years, and if they're lucky 20 if they survive to 100, then they die. Right? So what's the point? When you're working from like the age of 18 or 19, if we're talking like actual jobs, like some people do that as early as 15 or 16. So you do it at that point while you're still in high school. And then you work until you're like 70 or 80, maybe even 85 or older. And then if you do retire, it's not for long. You just wasted pretty much like all of your life, or at least most of it, just working. When you could be outside just, I don't know, not dealing with people's bullshit. And now, if it's a job that you actually enjoy, then that's a different story. If you actually enjoy your job, if you like going to McDonald's every day and giving people their orders, or if you like working at like maybe a gas station or somewhere like that, that's more power to you. So I know some people that are like that. They're just happy to have jobs and they like working there because of the people. I like I said before. I didn't mind working at WIS at all. The problem I had was the management mostly, and it got to the point where I wanted to kill myself because of how bad the management was and how they didn't care about me at all, or what they said they did. But that doesn't mean that they do. They lie all the time just to keep people there. And, keep the fucking cogs in the machine running. But the thing about it is honestly, like I said, I didn't mind working there. I didn't mind the people. I didn't mind traveling. I didn't mind pressing buttons all day. I do that shit anyway. I got a fucking PS4, Xbox One. I press buttons all the time. Alright? Whenever I'm not masturbating, I'm using my hand for pressing buttons. Alright? So, I use my hands all the time. But, if the management is bad, that kills everything. It kills people's will to live. It kills people's motivation to actually work. And production is going to be lowered as well. And the sad thing about this company as well is that, with WIS, especially with some of the higher ups, they want you to go faster and faster and faster. They want you to fuck up. Alright? They want you to scan this item as fast as you can, move on to the next one, do this one, blah, 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 blah. Like, they want you to clear an entire aisle by yourself in a matter of, 2 minutes, some cases. Like, some to say, oh, yeah, you can do this in 2 minutes. No, I can't. You're fucking crazy. I can't. Like, I unless you really want me fucking up that badly, I cannot do it in 2 minutes. Do 5 if you're lucky. Like, maybe 5. But even that's pushing it. Like, I don't know. I've always been kind of slow when it comes to, doing that job because I want to do it right. I want to do my job right so I can stay there. But I've heard from some other people, if you're not fast enough, they fire you because you're not fast enough. And I'm like, okay, what do you want? Do you want more accuracy, but a slower thing? Or do you want people to fuck up and have less accuracy, but be so goddamn fast that it doesn't even fucking matter? That you've already done 5 aisles in, a half an hour. Alright? Like, we're talking about... They don't care about, anything. And the kind of fucking hilarious thing is these people, they're all the higher-ups are like, oh, don't batch, don't do this, don't do that. And yet, the first thing you do when you go inside and you work that job, they tell you how to do it. They tell you, here's how you do it, and whatever. So basically, it's like, okay, do I batch, do I not batch? Because you're telling me 2 different things. You're telling me not to do it, but you're also telling me how to do it. So, if you didn't want me doing it, why are you telling me how to do it? Like, I don't get it! Also, everybody else was doing the same thing. Everybody on other crews was doing the same thing. Everybody on our side was doing the same thing. So, and yet you fucking count me out. Me! Of all the people who actually doesn't complain a whole lot about the job, even though I'm seething on the inside, I want to kill myself on the inside and the outside, mind you, I hold all that shit in because I want to work. I want to keep working. I want to keep making money. I want to keep getting more experience. I want to learn the ways of the world and the trade. I want to fucking do what it takes to be one of, the best people that's ever worked at the company as a whole. Not be berated 24/7, telling you and telling me that, oh, well, you have to go faster, 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 otherwise we'll fire you because you're too fast. Okay, so you fire me because I'm too fast, right? And I start fucking things up. You're probably gonna fire me because I'm too slow. Like, make up your mind. It's like, you're fired if you even sneeze backwards. You sneeze from your asshole, oh, you're fired. Well, I think that is a world record right there, because nobody can sneeze out their ass. And if they could sneeze out their ass, I'd pay top dollar to see it. Because I'm that kind of weird motherfucker, okay? I'm that weird person that would watch someone sneeze out of their ass. So, you're wrong. Oh, no, this is insanity. So, yeah, I really don't like the way things are running in this world, especially in this country, because if you work, you run the risk of killing yourself because of all the stress and drama and whatnot. You run the risk of being fired because you're too fast or too slow. You're too good at your job. Something's up. Nothing's up. I'm actually good at the job as for everybody else. They're fucking things up, But and they act like, it's a bad thing to be at at work until like 7 or 8 at night or 9 at night. Like, for me, it's not. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It is for me because I need to sleep more so I can get ready for the next day. But it's also really good for me because I get paid more. The longer you're working per hour, the more money you make. The more money you make, the more shit you can buy. The more shit you can buy, the happier you will be. The happier you will be, the more you're willing to work. The more you're willing to work, the more money you'll make. And it's a never-ending cycle. And so you see, I think I found the formula that nobody seems to be using. Seriously, I have a way that so many people can be happier at their jobs. Managers and other higher-ups can be really happy with how things turn out in the end. They don't have to worry about bullshit. And more. But nobody listens to me. I'm just a cat on the internet. Okay? I may be a Neko. Alright, but I know my shit. I know what I'm doing. Sometimes. Most of the time, I'm about as clueless as you think I am. And if you think I'm extremely fucking clueless, you're right. Oh, fuck me. But, the whole thing is, I just don't understand why we have to go through this. Like, there should be a thing in place for people that just don't want to work, but can still get money. And I guess there kind of is something like that. But it's for the people that can't work. Like, they're physically unable to, or they're mentally unable to, or whatever the case may be. But, like, I don't know. Like, some people are like, oh, well, you want people to get money for just sitting on their asses and doing nothing. Well, yes and no. Because, in my case, while I'm looking for a job, like, for people like me that are actively trying to search for jobs, should definitely have that. Where you get paid, for basically existing. And that itself is a job. You find out your job is to exist. And I ain't getting paid for that. So what's the point of even existing if you don't get paid to exist? Yeah. But also, like, I personally think if you're actively trying to find a job, and you've been looking and putting in applications left and right, like, you should totally apply for that sort of thing. that kind of benefit, that you still get paid even if you're not doing anything, because you're actively trying to do something. You're trying to get a job. Now the people that are fucking idiots who just sit on their asses all day and do nothing except get drunk and smoke fucking goddamn whatever chemicals are putting in the water that turn the frickin' frogs gay, as Alex Jones once said, hilariously, mind you, because I think that's fucking hilarious. Because like Alex Jones is a complete nut job, a fucking psychopath. All the people that are like him, the fucking theorist crazy people, like, oh, there's the Illuminati, everybody's a lizard person, the earth is round, I got fucked by an alien, they called me Steve. Nobody's called Steve, it's all a theory. Like, what? Oh, fuck. So, basically, like, we're all trying to, better ourselves. So we need to get something to show for it so we can continue to do so. Kind of an incentive, if you will. Because, honestly, I think we need that at this point. We need people to start getting paid a certain amount. Like, I'm not talking about, oh, we're going to pay you $10,000, $50,000, just to sit there. Like, something like maybe a couple hundred. Like, so, because some people, they need that to pay their rent. Some people need that to pay the food bills, and there is no food bill, but for your stomach it is. Because goddamn, if you don't pay the bill for your food, you die. Because you're not eating anything. If you're not eating anything, you die. So, yeah, that's basically your food. Your stomach holes are telling you, hey, fucking feed me or I kill you because there's nothing to eat. But I'm trying, but there is no money and I can't get food. Well, just go to fucking Walmart and start stealing shit. Well, I can't do that. It's against the rules. Well, fuck the rules. Either you fucking steal food or you die. I think I'd rather choose death because of how fucked up the world is. Well, then I'll kill you on the spot. Ugh. And you're fucking dead. But whatever. And honestly, that's another thing. Because of the lack of jobs and the very few jobs that do exist, everybody is lying and saying that nobody wants to join and apply. Like, these people that are trying so desperately, they're trying so hard, and they're not getting anything. They have to resort to something. They have to resort to illegal activity. Whether it be like stealing money from a bank, or stealing food or something from a Walmart or grocery store or whatever, and that's creates a whole new problem that could have easily been solved if there were more people willing to hire more people, and honestly more jobs as well. Because I know there are, like, just the basic, oh yeah, McDonald's and Wendy's and Subway and things like that, but there are other places as well. Like, let's see. Look, there's a place around Dayton, Huber Heights, around that area of Ohio, called Frickers, which they have a lot of good hot wings, so, yeah. Like, that place. They have Hooters. Yeah. Now, okay, because they're always talking about a meme, like all these kind of memes about femboy Hooters. I think that should be a real thing, if it isn't already. A bunch of femboys working, And I think that's why some people aren't hiring, because they're afraid of femboys, okay? Like, let's be real here. We look good. Well, I don't. I look like shit, no matter what I am. No matter if I'm presenting myself as more manly or feminine, it doesn't fucking matter. I still look like shit. But there's a lot of people out there that, holy shit, you put a guy in a dress, you fucking make him look more feminine. We're talking like Finister. Like, we're talking his level of femininity. Like, yeah, goddamn, he looks good. But like, we need more of that. We need more fucking jobs, I think, that are openly LGBT and that, like, focus on, like, femboys and things like that. And I know femboy isn't really a LGBT thing because there are some straight people that are not gender fluid or non-binary that like to be femboys. I'm straight. I'm gender fluid and non-binary. I like to be a femboy, so there's that. But also, like, honestly, I do think there needs to be more jobs for those kind of people. Because it's harder for, let's face it, it's harder for minorities to get jobs because of that. Whether it be your race, your religion, your sexual preferences, your gender preferences, whatever it may be. And they say, oh, we don't discriminate. But why do you think they're not hiring you? When you put in application after application after application, and you as well as they all know that you can do a damn fine job doing something simple, like making a goddamn sandwich at Subway, or fucking, like, buffalo wings at whatever. And I guarantee you, some of these femboys can get the crowds going. I'll tell you what, I've seen some people that are on my Facebook friends list. They could probably do it. And they could bring in a lot more money for not only the company as a whole, but that particular branch, that location of whatever it is that they're working for, because of that. So I personally think if I had the money, and if I could fund something, you bet your ass I'm making a fucking femboy Hooters. Yeah. And I'm gonna be the fucking, not only the manager, but I'm gonna be active. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm coming out, people. Don't shit yourselves at how ugly I look as a femboy, but goddamn, if there's anybody that thinks I look good, I still ain't taking you home, but you can try. But touch my ass and you die. Alright? Alright. Like, my quote would be something like, if you want to come home with me, you can try. But if you touch my ass, you will die. Quotes by a cat. Cat quotes. A femboy Neko quote. I've lost it. I don't know. I have been up, like, a lot. I don't know how long, but I've been up. I've stayed up. I don't think I sleep because, like, when I do, I don't sleep for that long. I just wake up at weird ass times, like, and it could be nothing. Like, I just wake up at like 3 in the morning for no reason. And the next day, I go to sleep at around 11, right? Because I'm tired. And I wake up at 1. So I got like 1 hour of sleep, 2 hours of sleep, something like that. I'm just like, really? Well, now that I got an hour or 2 of sleep, I'm up. I'm up. I'm not going back to sleep. And I'm tired for the rest of the day. So, like, being up at this fucking time, like, it's 5 o'clock in the evening, man. A 23-year-old Neko princess needs to sleep more. But I'm making a podcast video thingy, so whatever, I don't know. I don't care anymore. I'm just a cat, and you might be a cat. I don't know. Speaking of cats, I'm going to leave you with this one thing. It's totally unrelated to everything I said in this video. But there's this one character in Fire Emblem. What was the name? There's a new Fire Emblem Engage game that came out recently. And one of the characters, I have to find it on my phone here. I have it. I took a few images off the interwebs. The interspecies interwebs. SD card, maybe? Pokemans and the Pikamans and the... Ah, alright. So there's a character called Rosato, whatever, in the new Fire Emblem Engage game. Now, okay, look at this. Alright? That looks like cat ears, right? A fucking straight up Neko. I'm removing the thing. So, yeah, a Neko, right? A feminine Neko. Now, okay. I don't know, I think people are still debating this to this day, like, what is the actual gender of Rosato, whatever. Because, like, it's an actual he, like, it's got a male voice, right? But if you look at it, it's feminine as shit. Like, very feminine. Also, you can see the rings of the camera that I'm using to record video. But yeah, looks feminine, and things like that. I think it's got cat ears, so that's another thing. And I think some of the items that you could have them wear are more feminine. So I wonder, like, what is Rosato, whatever. Like, I don't even know how you fucking pronounce it. I guess it could be both ways. But yeah, if it is a femboy or a gender fluid, non-binary character like me, like, because even if you look at the description of the character, talks about how he likes cute things and wears a bow and things like that, and I'm like, shit. If this is a femboy, I'm already in love. God damn. Let's see here. I was gonna type something on Facebook. What was it? Oh shit, yeah. Hold on a second. I think it's a femboy or something like that. I don't know. Probably in the time of Fire Emblem, that shit probably wouldn't have been like all that common. Like when Fire Emblem takes place in all these different times. I don't know. It's weird. And a Wyvern, I think, is a kind of dragon, so I'm typing in. Oh yeah, we're talking femboy Nekos. But yeah, you get the idea. Like, I'm hyped for the game as is, because I love Fire Emblem and I love the franchise. So I'm obviously, whenever I heard about a new Fire Emblem game being announced, Engage, I was all up in that bitch. I was ready to fucking go. But the moment that I saw the character Rosato, whatever, I saw what looked like a Neko. I almost shat myself at how excited I was that my kind is finally being represented. And I'm not talking about like cats in general. We've had cats before in Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn with the Lagoos, and you can play as them and things like that. But I'm talking like a cat, like a Neko human thing that can't transform into a cat, but has cat ears, or cat-like ears, and is a fucking femboy. Yeah, I'm gonna go and that's my canon. I don't even care if it turns out that Rosado. I don't want to say he or her because I don't really know completely. Uh, like I don't care if they're trans or not. I'm calling them femboys because that's my head canon. That is my canon. They're femboys. They're fucking a non-binary Neko princess femboy creature thing, like I am. So a character that represents me, I'm ready to go. So, what have we learned? I want to play Fire Emblem Engage because there's a goddamn cat person that is a femboy in the game. That's it. That's one of the reasons. One of the huge-ass reasons. Now, what else have we learned about anything? Mew. But also, one more thing about it is I heard they're bringing back characters from said Radiant Dawn and Path of Radiance. So I'm ready for that as well because I loved those games. Those two are my favorite Fire Emblem games of all time. And the Three Houses are that's a really good game. Like that's a really good game. Like period. It's really good. I haven't even beaten it, so I want to savor every moment of the game. I want to fucking just I don't want it to end. Right? So yeah, I'm hyped for Engage. I really want to play it so fucking badly. But also, like, this year, from what I've seen and heard, there are a lot of games that are coming out that I'm hyped for. Like, Fire Emblem Engage came out on the 20th of January. 4 days after my birthday, which was the 16th of January. So, Mew. But also, I think next month, in March, I think they said, is Resident Evil 4 Remake, and I'm hyped as shit for that game. I have never been so hyped for a video game before in my life. And especially nowadays, with most games looking like actual hot garbage when they're made. Like, I don't get excited for FIFA. I don't get excited for... I don't care about Call of Duty. The only reason I buy Call of Duty is because I've already got the majority of the games anyway. So I mean, I still need to get myself a copy of Modern Warfare 2 at some point, because I don't have that one yet. I don't have the remake of Modern Warfare 2 or remaster. To me, it's the same thing. I don't care. Basically, it's like the newer Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 2 2022. Like, I'm ready to play that one to some extent, but even I'm not excited for that game. I don't care about that game. I don't give a shit about it. If I wanted to play Modern Warfare 2, I'm playing the original on the 360. Like, you know, I don't really get excited for games now, because I know they're going to be hot garbage when they come out. They're going to be buggy. They're going to be like, oh, here's a day one update, because we don't give a shit. But I'm actually curious and excited for Resident Evil 4, like that remake. I'm excited for Fire Emblem. I'm excited for like a bunch of other games that I've heard are coming out, like Dead Space. Like I'm hyped for the Dead Space remake, and that one came out recently, and I'm like, shit. 2023. I think personally, I mean, we're only like 2 months in, but we've already got an announcement for a Resident Evil 4 remake. There's already 2 great games. I've heard a lot of good things about both Fire Emblem and Dead Space. So we got 2 good games coming that already came out this year, and we got one coming out next month that I'm hyped for, and that's only like 3 months in at this point. So we still have like a couple more months to wait until December, and I feel like a prediction has to be made here. The next video game awards that's coming out, probably, hopefully, at the end of this year, I've got a feeling it's going to be really, really hard to pick and choose what the ultimate best game is. Because again, you have Resident Evil 4 Remake, you have Fire Emblem, you have Dead Space. You've got 3 games right off the bat that I am for sure are going to be somewhere on that list because of just how good they have been in the past when it comes to like their franchises, but also the fact that hey, here's some completely different games. Here's Resident Evil 4, it's basically a zombie shooter in a way. Here's Dead Space where you're killing aliens or whatever, and here's Fire Emblem where yeah, you kill people, but you also forge bonds and things like that. And you basically just you team up and do this and do that. So completely different games all in all. Same style, but different in story, different in music, different in gameplay, different in every single way imaginable. And that's what I like about certain games, is that, and gaming as a whole, is that there's so many ways to tell so many stories, whether it be through the music, through the visuals, through the cutscenes, like the dialogue and things like that. There's so many ways to tell good stories. And I've heard the games that already exist, like Cyberpunk, are getting DLC. So I'm hyped for the DLC for that game. I hope it's for PS4 as well, because I don't really see myself getting a PS5 with no job. If I got a PS5, you bet your ass I'm getting like the PS5 versions of all these games. I did hear that Resident Evil 4 is going to be on PS4 as well, so I'd get it on PS4 anyway, because I've got the rest, or I got the majority of the Resident Evil games on PS4, especially the 2 and 3 remakes. So if I get the 4th remake as a PS4 game, there you go. It would just look weird. Like, oh, PS4, 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 PS5. Well, that don't look right. I'm going to buy a PS4 copy. That and PS4 is more cheaper than PS5. Like, you look side by side, a lot of games I've seen. Security Breach for the PS5 is like $10 more than the PS4 version. I'm saving $10. And from what I've seen, a lot of games that are on PS4 and PS5, they're not all that different. Graphically, gameplay-wise, I mean, they're all the same, at least to me. I mean, there might be a slight difference, but not $10 worth of a difference to me. So that's why I'm going with the cheaper version of these games. The cheaper I go, the more games I could buy. And the more games I could buy, the more content I could create for this channel. And the more content I create for this channel, the more views and subs I can potentially get. The more views and subs I get, the more likely I am to make money off my content. The more likely I am to make money off my content, the more things I can buy down the road. And the cycle continues! Yeah! I've lost it. I've fucking... Like I said, I've been up for so long, I'm losing it. This is what happens when you fucking make videos that are... almost 2 hours long! Jesus Christ, I've been going on for a long time. Yeah, I personally think that a lot of cool games are coming out this year, and I think it's going to be pretty hard to decide what what would be Game of the Year. Because so far we've already got 3 games, and it's already, like, February, because, we got, like, again, Fire Emblem and Dead Space, but next month is Resident Evil 4 Remake, so that's another one I'm hyped for. So the 3 games right off the bat. And it's not even March. I mean, Resident Evil 4 is coming out in March, but as of now, I don't know. I heard there's like a new Zelda game, maybe a new Death Stranding. It's either going to be out this year or next year. Like, some people actually plan their games to 2024. which I think is a pretty smart idea because it gives you more time to make the game more polished. And there's already a lot of games coming out anyway in 2023, so you may as well just be like, oh, well, we'll probably put some things out in 2023 while you wait for Death Stranding 2 or anything like, or Hades 2 or something like that. We'll put out another game to kind of keep ourselves afloat for the next year and also to keep you guys and gals ready for whatever is happening and give you something to think about while you look forward to this game. But, yeah, like, I personally think it's going to be hard right now to pick. Like, I've never played Dead Space. Like, ever. I've never touched Dead Space. Or 2 or 3. Or anything else that Dead Space has to offer. Unless you count that one Dead Space game as absolute garbage. What was it? Dead Space Extraction? No, wait. Basically the one that's nothing but puzzles. No, that one sucked. Like, back on the PS3, that one was garbage. Like, I really didn't like that one at all. And I wouldn't even consider that a Dead Space game. It had little to nothing to do with Dead Space. So I wouldn't really consider that a game in the franchise, even though it's got the same name. But I'm talking like real Dead Space games, like the first 3, or even the remake. I've never played any of those, so I wouldn't know anything about that. But I have played Resident Evil 4. I played the original. I love it. Resident Evil remakes are amazing. And again, I'm looking forward to all these games. But, you know, with my modded consoles, my jailbroken PS4, I want to see what mods are coming out for Resident Evil 4 Remake. If they're anything like RE2 Remake's mods, they're fucking insane. Because I've already got on my PS4, because I have PC mods on my PS4, which shouldn't be happening, but I do, because I jailbroke my console. But basically, the mods that I have on the PS4 version of Resident Evil 2 Remake, Cat made Leon. We're talking about Leon as a maid, you know, wearing the whole maid outfit, maid dress, and things like that, with cat ears. So he's a Neko maid, which replaces one of his designs. I forgot which one it was. And I have Claire Katz, I think it was. That's basically another Neko. Basically her with cat ears and things like that as well. But, yeah, so basically, like, nothing but Resident Evil, but with cats, pretty much. But with Neko people. So if I could do something ridiculous like that and put Leon in a maid outfit with cat ears, what can I do in Resident Evil 4? Ooh, what can I do to Ashley in that game? Neko Ashley. At least she'd be closer to me. Like, okay. Like, my birth name is William, but I prefer to go by Ashley. I like Ashley. Like, Ashley's a really good name. But I actually got the idea to go by Ashley because of Resident Evil 4. And that Ashley, because she's one of the reasons. Cause I guess just, I like the name. But another reason is, another, I guess, source, another inspiration, I guess you could say, is when Ash from Pokemon basically turns into a girl, you know, cross dresses and things like that, and he goes by Ashley. Like, I like that one as well. So that's why I go by that. Because I'm more feminine than I am manly. I don't really care about being a guy, honestly. You know, I mean, I like having a penis, okay? I like being able to masturbate, so I'm not going to transition. I like my dick too much. But, you know, like, I just like being feminine. I like to wear dresses and skirts more and things like that most women would wear and act feminine. Like, there's a time I was jumping and I did a more feminine jump. And I'm just like, hell yeah, this feels way better than jumping like a man. However the fuck a man jumps, because most, if not all, people kind of jump the same. They kind of fucking, like, they do this, and then they jump. Like, most of them do this. That was kind of like, No, wait, I can't really do it right now, but you get the idea. Like, my arms were kind of like more, like, I was afraid to touch anything or anybody, anyone, but you get the idea. Oh, my ass feels good. But, yeah, like, I don't know. But I wonder what I can do to Ashley in that game when the mods start flooding in. I also want to know what I can do to Leon. I hope that some of the mods from Resident Evil 2, because we're talking about Resident Evil 2, 3, 4, 7, and Village, all running off the same engine. So, I mean, in a way, Leon looks a little bit different, I guess, than he does in 2. But the same premise, the same kind of look and feel of Leon from 2 is in 4. So I feel like it wouldn't be that hard to port some of the mods from Resident Evil 2 over to 4. So we could have a cat-made Leon in that game, in Resident Evil 4. But what are you going to do with Ada? What are you going to do with Krauser, assuming Krauser's in the game? I've heard that some of the things that are in the original are not going to really be there. Not like it's a cut content sort of thing, but it's like, oh, since we're making a remake, we don't want to put everything from the original game in it. I guess it's totally fine, but I want to see what they, like, if Krauser's in the game, what can you do with Krauser? What can you do with Lewis? How do you want to pronounce that guy's name? Salazar, Sadler, like all the people that you see in the game. How bad can you fuck them up? I mean, oh, you know what I want to see? And I'm sure that like when the game comes out on day 1 or day 2, when the game is released, I'm sure that someone will create a Thomas the Tank Engine mod that turns, I don't know, fucking. We've already seen Mr. X turn into Thomas or Nemesis. So that the stalking enemies, the enemies that kind of stalk you around the game while you're playing, turn into things like that. I've also seen where you could turn, I think, Mr. X into Springtrap from Five Nights at Freddy's. So maybe we'll see Sadler turn into Roxanne Wolf. That's a good one. Here, a free idea just for you. Assuming anybody's watching within like 2 hours of this video. But like, anybody, I don't care who it is. Any of the villains like Sadler, Salazar, whatever, or any of the good people like Leon or Ashley, just turn them into fucking Roxanne Wolf from Security Breach. Maybe Luna from Hell of a Boss. We gotta have some wolf girls in there at some point. Ooh! Good idea. Okay, so we have the cat-made Leon from Resident Evil 2, right? We cross that mod over to 4. And then we turn Ashley into Luna or Roxanne. So we will be a cat. We'll be a Neko, right? A fucking Neko maid. Going and helping out a wolf. Okay? Oh! Full of ideas! But it's getting dark as shit. Like, you can see throughout the course of like 2 hours in this video, it's getting a lot darker, and I'm like, shit. And around like 5:30 or 6 o'clock is when it gets like sunset, so whatever. But anyways, so that's gonna be it for this video podcast thing. I don't know. I had a lot to say. That's why I was like 2 hours. But so yeah, I honestly think that the whole idea of just, like, I'm hyped for certain games now. I wasn't hyped when all these other games are coming out because I didn't care. No game is going to be like it was back in the early 2000s where they are actually quality, polished products that were actually good to play and still hold up to these, to today. To today. Nowadays, we have games that are broken on day one that never even get fixed, even after like a year or two. And while we're talking about that, even some games, even they get, Call of Duty, they basically stop being supported after the new one comes out a year later, as was the case of Call of Duty Cold War. Like when Cold War came out, we got a little bit of updates here and there, a lot of decent updates, and then we got like Vanguard when that came out, and then they're like, oh well, Vanguard's out, so fuck Cold War. I mean, Cold War's a fine enough game. You don't really need to update it anymore. It's okay. Maybe if you're gonna add like Zombie Chronicles 2 or something like that I keep hearing about. But that's another thing that kind of pisses me off. A little side rant before I end off the video. Like, what is Zombie Chronicles 2? Like, is it gonna happen? Is it not gonna happen? Like, what is the status of it? Like, I know they're gonna remaster a bunch of old maps from, like, either Black Ops 1 or 2, maybe even 3, and things like that. They're gonna bring some of those maps back and remaster them, like they did with Zombie Chronicles 1 on Black Ops 3. But, like, are they actually doing it? Because I've heard people say, oh yeah, they're doing it. Oh, they're not gonna do it. Oh, they're doing it now. They're in production. Oh, they're not gonna do it. Oh, it's basically it's already finished, but we're not gonna upload it right now to any of these games. We're waiting for the right time. Oh, it's never gonna happen. Like, make up your fucking mind. Is it gonna happen? Is it not? I for one would love it to happen. I want it to be a thing because I love some of these older maps from Black Ops 1 and 2. I want to see what you can do with those, how different they are. I mean, hell, make it like Black Ops 4, and just, like, expand some of those maps. Like, you expanded Nuketown, you expanded Mob of the Dead, you expanded 5. And I guess some people are like, oh, well, there's your Zombie Chronicles 2. No. Like, that wasn't really Zombie Chronicles 2. That was just expansions of already existing maps. That wasn't, like, the actual maps untouched. Like, I want to see a Call of the Dead game, like, remake. Not... What was it? It wasn't Alpha Omega, was it? I don't know. Whatever that Call of the Dead one was in Black Ops 4. The one with Stillinger and the other ones... Marlton, I think, and Russman and Misty, I think are their names. Like, not that, but, like, actual Call of the Dead with George Romero as a boss, with the actual voice actors coming back. I mean, hell, if you want, you've already, I think, got the sound files anyway from Black Ops 1, just kind of remaster them a little bit. Or, if you really want to, bring those people in. I'm sure they'd love to work on the game again, or work with the game again. Michael Rooker and Sarah Michelle Gellar and people like that. Robert Englund, Danny Trejo, get them going. But yeah, like, I honestly think that, like, Call of the Dead would be a great remake to have for any Call of Duty game, really. But, the fans do it for us, really. I saw they remade... What map was it? Oh, fuck. Was it Call of Dead? Yeah, I think it was Call of Dead. Someone on PC basically remade that map for Black Ops 3. I think it was. And I'm like, shit. That's awesome. I want to see it done again, but this time officially. Because all these mods are unofficial. They're not endorsed or made by Treyarch or Activision. But, like, I'd love to see maps, like, actually exist by Treyarch, because they can do it. They've done it before. They can. If anybody can do remasters of these maps, it's them. And we've waited long enough. I think it's time to upload the fucking gameplay. Upload the fucking game, all the things. And here's the thing. I'm sure a lot of people would be lined up around the block to buy it. Even if it's just a standalone game. You know what I want to see as well? I want to see a standalone game where it's nothing but zombies. From World at War all the way to Vanguard. And I'm talking like every single one. Even like exo zombies in Advanced Warfare or whatever Infinite Warfare was. I wouldn't really call it like one particular kind of zombie because you know, with Black Ops and World at War you had Nazi zombies. Black Ops 2 you had different kind of zombies. Black Ops 3 you kind of went back to that when you remade a bunch of maps and whatever and had some zombies there. Black Ops 4, I don't know. All I really know is like exo zombies from Advanced Warfare and Nazi zombies from World at War and Black Ops 1. That's it. Like, I don't really think the zombies actually have names to go with them. Like, there are not any one particular kind of zombie from, you know, Black Ops 2 or 3 or 4. Even Cold War, they were kind of like, blah. Vanguard as well. I guess you could say that Vanguard were also Nazi zombies because it was during World War II, I think it was, or a little bit after that. I forgot the timeline already, but you get the idea, you know. Every single map, every single Call of Duty game, you know, that has zombies in it, take all the maps, put them into one game, remaster the fuck out of it, and maybe add some new maps exclusive to that particular game, and you will have people line the fuck up to get that game. I guarantee you that. Because everybody loves zombies. Like, honestly, like, anybody that loves the lore, the stories and things like that, the characters, and you don't have to do a whole lot either. I think that'd be a pretty simple, you know, a pretty simple thing to create. Because you've already got the files there. You've already got all the maps, all the voice lines and things. Just pour them over. There you go. Make a game out of it. Now for, you know, making new maps, yeah, that would be kind of a problem because you'd have to have ideas. But just go from the modding community. Go from the World at War, even Black Ops 3 modding community. Because those two games, they have like the most amount of mods you've seen in Call of Duty, period. And they're still being modded today, I think. Both of them. So take your ideas from those games, maybe even hire the people that worked on these maps, and put them into that game, into your game. And yeah. So, I mean, there you go. There's some ideas for you. It'll be fun. Like, really fun. I think it'd be pretty cool. But anyways, guys and gals, that's gonna be it for this video. Long as fuck. I know. But mew mew mew. Yeah, mew. I'm a hungry cat and I don't give a fuck. But yeah, as always, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out, people. And Bro Hoof. I'm just a cat and I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm a cat. I'm a cat. I'm just a cat and I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm a cat. I'm a cat. Oh. Oh. Mew. Oh. That's the sound of a dead cat. I don't know. I'm losing. I'm fucking losing it. I'll just see it whenever I upload another video. I'm losing it because I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm horny, I'm ready to masturbate. I'm also ready to, I don't know what.